Hello dear Music Store TV viewers, very welcome here at the Superbooth 2018 in Berlin, here at the booth of Percussa. And Bert is standing beside of me, and I'm very happy to be here to see such a massive and huge new synthesizer.
Yes, thank you. So basically this is the Percussa SSP. It's a very powerful digital signal processing Eurorack module. It's based on a quad-core A17 processor, 1.8 gigahertz. So that's about 40 times the processing power of most, Cortex M4 or M7 based Eurorack modules. So the M4 or M7 are processors that are used a lot in digital Eurorack modules. And so what we did is we took a processor that normally goes into a computer like a laptop or whatever, but then we run a highly optimized operating system on it and our custom DSP software on it. So you can run modules inside the module. So it's a modeler inside a module, you could say, with 16 inputs, 8 outputs, all supporting up to 192 kilohertz 32-bit. There is no difference between CV signals or audio signals. It's all sampled and reproduced with the same high fidelity. And you can also switch the sample rate to 96 kilohertz or 48 kilohertz if you want. And yeah, you can patch within the synthesizer. And yeah, I can play a little bit for you. But first, let's go to the main screen. So there is the global menu where you have the ability to switch presets and write presets, rename presets. You can also see the controller keyboard showing up here. You have the network screen where you can step through all the modules in the patch. So this is a 4-voice patch where every voice consists of a wavetable oscillator with 3D morphing, envelope generators, MIDI module, input module, which allows you to take the signals from any of these modules to modulate anything else. So this is a pretty simple patch. And you can browse through the patch like this, 4 pages, 4 voices. And then, for example, the input module, if you go there, you can monitor the incoming signals. For example, the signal from the joystick here, which I have connected, and which I can use to modulate the X and the Y parameters of the wavetable oscillator. So when I play it, it sounds like this. So basically, you have the ability to build patches in the module, and it integrates seamlessly with the rest of your Eurorack. So it's like the best of both worlds. You can save yourself a lot of HP and money using this module. Right now it's sold for $2,000. If you think about this, if you would buy 40 Eurorack modules, you would, obviously end up way above that. So if you think about the value you're getting for your money, it's enormous. Other than that, technically, it has a huge display, 1600 by 480 pixels. It's an IPS display, which means it's visible from any angle, which is important if you're in the studio, for example, and you look from it from a side, you can still see what's on the display. You don't have to go sit in front of it necessarily, So switching presets is pretty simple. You go to the global menu, you do next preset. Now it's a little bit difficult to see, but normally the name will show up here. It's in the corner right now. This is a simple granular synthesis algorithm. You just have an LFO, granular, and output module. The output module lets you choose where to send the signal. So if you go to the processor screen, you can choose to send it, for example, to outputs 7 and 8 as well, not only to 1 and 2. So multiple output modules, you can create any kind of channel configuration you want. And of course, here it shows, you know, which outputs you're looking at. So I can go to the granular screen here, and I can play with the start, for example, of the granular. I can also change the length of the window from which the grains are picked. And of course, you can also modulate all that stuff. Yeah, you can see the start position is being modulated by the LFO, which is here in the patching grid. So to patch, it's pretty easy. You just hold the shift key and then you press, you know, the corresponding cell. And then on the right side, you can see all the outputs of the module, and then where you can send the signal. And then, so you can see a little arrow. It means that the signal goes to the granular processor on the left-hand side. You can enable the inputs of that module, so it will not modulate just everything, but you can really like choose what exactly you want to modulate. Yeah. So you have really a lot of control, and you can use the whole thing very simply. Just, you know, drop a whole bunch of modules on it and not connect them internally, but only use the jacks. Or you can make it really advanced and go patch inside the grid, as you can see. Another interesting thing is that you can also record directly into it. So for example, here I have these two Erica black VCOs connected to it. And I can monitor the sound like that. You know, and then I can just press record input. I have a new file. I can stop monitoring, and now I can cut the sample as well immediately if I want to. Do crop, or I can do undo. I have it again. So you have basic sampling capabilities and editing capabilities directly on the unit. It stores everything on the micro SD card. You will also have the ability to record 16 channels directly to disk. So right now we are updating the software, so you can record all 16 channels. Of course, you need a fast SD card to do that. But yeah, you know, if you think about the possibilities, if you have a rack, you don't like to fire up your DAW or whatever, you just connect what you want to the 16 inputs, you record up, you have a multi-track recording immediately, which you can then bring on your computer using the SD card. So a lot of possibilities if you think about it. A lot of like workflow improvements that way. USB-wise, there is 2 host ports for connecting controllers, and there is 1 device port. So the device port can be used to record directly into your computer as well. So it's a USB audio class device 2.0. So you know, it makes it easy to record directly the output from the synthesizer engine into your computer. So yeah, we will also be working on a VST SDK in the next month. So we are looking at adapting the SDK from the VST plugins. So it's with relatively small effort, VST developers will be able to take their existing plugin and then load it on here. Of course, they have to recompile their code and all that, but the VST SDK is familiar for a lot of those people, so it will be possible to do that.
What was the main idea behind this invention? Why have you done this in this way?
We basically wanted to give people a massive amount of DSP power inside the Eurorack format. We wanted to take the more powerful processors that exist but are typically very difficult to deal with because they're normally used, you know, for developing laptops or tablets or smartphones. And, you know, the engineering effort to make them available in a format like this is considerable, but we wanted to do it because we saw that, you know, you could save yourself a lot of money and space in your Eurorack if you had a way more powerful DSP processor, you know.
And the Percussa is already available?
Yes, it is, yeah. You can pre-order it, and then in June, end of June, you can get one.
And the retail price will be around about?
$2,000.
Thank you very much, Bert, for your explanations.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
So normally we have to talk about days and hours and weeks to fulfill all dreams with this new Percussa SSP. So, dear Music Store spectators check this out on our internet site on musicstore.com. Thank you.